Live. Go to Tracy Brown Live. Gals and guys, go to Tracy Brown Live. Go to Tracy Brown Live. Go to Tracy Brown Live. Gals and guys, go to Tracy Brown Live. Go to Tracy Brown Live. Go to Tracy Brown Live. Gals and guys, go to Tracy Brown Live. Go to Tracy Brown Live. Go to Tracy Brown Live. Gals and guys, go to Tracy Brown Live. Go to Tracy Brown Live. Go to Tracy Brown Live. Gals and guys, go to Tracy Brown Live. Go to Tracy Brown Live. Go to Tracy Brown Live. Gals and guys, go to Tracy Brown Live. Go to Tracy Brown Live. Go to Tracy Brown Live.
Hi, everyone. How are you today? What? Oh, man. All right. Oh, man. I don't think I'm allowed to post on Instagram. Let me see. Let's see. I'm not allowed to post on Instagram. Poor me. Is it just on the Shade Room? Let me try another post. Man, people got mad at me on the Shade Room. And now all of a sudden I can't post. All over the Kardashians. I'll talk about it tomorrow, child. Let me see. Oh, I'm gonna appeal this. I said nothing wrong. I said nothing wrong. There was nothing I could have said wrong. Nothing. I mean, I just said Kris Kardashian's hands were the hands of an evil woman, but that's not wrong. That's the truth. Oh man. All right. Oh well. Life goes on. Isn't it a beauty that I don't depend upon Kris Jenner? Oh man. So sad. Poor me. Okay. With that being said, mother of brats, grand rising, and good health. Diamond, good morning, Tracy. How are you? Angela, grand rising. Stacy, happy Sunday. Stacy, I was thinking about, I know it's last minute, but I was thinking about starting tarot next Saturday. Let me know if you're on board. Hi, Rhonda. Hi, everyone. All right, I am switching. Team King Colton. Hey, everyone. I am switching to Conversations with God to Sundays, everyone. I'm switching it to Sundays at 9 a.m. I have this whole elderly family that, first of all, they want to cater to me, and I don't see why I shouldn't let them. But two, I actually adore them, even though they are the quirkiest group I've ever met. One of my let's call them elder friends, not church elder. Let's not get all like confused. We'll just, instead of elderly, which sounds like rude, let's call them elders. Lost her doggy. She lost her longtime friend. Oh man. So, you want to give back emotionally when people are feeling a certain type of way. You want to be there for them. So I've decided that they are going to have my time because they give me their time, the little that they have left. And I'm joking. I'm joking. No, it's the truth. I think that Actually, I think they're using me to get into heaven. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I love them dearly. They also said that they would train me because they call me a youngin. And why wouldn't I want to hang out with people that call me young? I love that. And they said they would train me. So I'm pretty sure that means they will train me how to be cheap, talk about one another, backbite, um, be crotchety, and all that good stuff that the elder do, but act sweet at the same time, but has like a gun underneath their skirt. All right, it's just my sense of humor. Nobody's going to get it. And the bottom line is that they love me and I want to give back to them. And I give back to them with my presence, my omnipresence. Okay, I'm over myself. Let's get back to God, which I hope my presence with them deposits favor with God. We always have to deposit favors with God. And by the way, count your deposits because when you get up there, and hopefully that won't be until 90, like these people to hang out with, you can bring your list to God. You're like, God, I know you want to show me the book of life, and I know you like to show me all the bad stuff I've done. That's going to have to wait because I brought my list of good stuff. Peter, get thee behind me. I need to talk to God and Jesus. I'll talk to Jesus too. Either one is fine with me. I'm not getting into having people. Already, I'm not getting it. I won't be there. Y'all gonna be like, "Where's Tracy? Where's Tracy? She promised us." God is gonna be like, "Ciao." Thank you, Diamond. I love hanging with elders. Maybe it's their old soul, yes. And they got things to tell you and they yell at you. That's the funny part. None of them talk. All of them go, "What you need to do is this." And you're like, "Yes, ma'am." And it might be how you spread butter on bread. They order you around. I'm like, "Yes, ma'am." "Oh, you spread the butter like this." Got it. And then, oh, there's more. I thought that was it. Like you say that inside your head. You don't say it to them. You're not that stupid, right? You don't argue with an elder. So funny. But I love them and they will teach me. They will teach me how to be crotchety. Cheap is my favorite part. I go out with lunch with these people and we literally go to a bistro, literally, and they bring their own food. I'm like, "Guys, um, yeah." Here I am ordering lox and bagels, costing me like $15, $17. They spent $3 on coffee. They start pulling shit out their bag, Reynolds wrap, shit. They bring their own peanut butter. I'm like, these folks are teaching my black ass. I can't wait to start acting crotchety. Stacy said, "When I get to heaven, I'm sneaking through the back door." Right, Stacy? I'm going to be at the back door. Stacy, don't go by Peter. Come here. Damn, girl, climb that gate. I'm not getting into heaven, child. I'm not. I don't know where hell is, but I'm not getting into heaven. So these elder folks better help these deposits I need. Hmm. Oh wait, damn it! I meant to text somebody this morning. Shit. Maybe she's busy, but I'll check. All right, I'm here, guys, but I really meant to invite someone. My people, let me see. Let me copy and paste. She might be busy, but damn if I didn't mean. Um. All right. Yes, yes, Rhonda. Yes, I got my new mic. Thank you. I got my new mic. Yes, ordered it Friday. My assistant ordered it for me because I didn't want to tell you, but I actually don't have an Amazon account. So I make my assistant order me things. I make him. I'm so sorry. But he has my credit card. So I make him order things that I need from Amazon and then send it to me. So yes, I got it. And an adapter that I needed. And some bottles for my hair oil. By the way, guys, before we get started, call me for your own personal readings. And I am available today, 213-458-7408. But also, I make rosemary hair oil, all natural, no chemicals inside, right? And um, it is with argan oil, peppermint, and biotin. And biotin is the most important ingredient besides the rosemary, and it's made with pure. Um, I don't want to say it's pure olive oil, but from the Middle Eastern, because where I am is a lot of Middle Eastern, and there's a difference between Goya and Middle Eastern. There's a difference. So, and it's a little bit more expensive, but I really did not care. I wanted to put my foot in this oil. Like I make my mac and cheese, my foot is in this oil. And it is the oil that's been growing my hair since everybody's like, Gracie, how you get your hair so long? My secret ingredient. All right, enough about me. Let's go back here. Oh, wait. Um, wait, where am I? Oh, wait, what happened? Where am I saying? Okay, I think it was this one. Okay, comment. Angela, I keep saying I'm going to do it. Angela, do you have my 818 number or the 213 number, which is my assistant's number, but nobody knows it. You think it's me, but it really isn't. I'm just telling you guys because you guys are like my peeps. But do you have my 818 number? Because when I leave is how I forget. But if I have it on my phone, I'll remember. But I'll try to remember, child. Okay, page 127. Conversations with God, book one. And by the way, I refuse to go through book 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If Neil didn't learn his lesson in book 1, I don't have time to read book 5. And Neil had a hard time with this book. But bless his soul that he turned it into a moneymaker. Talk about deposits. Okay. Page 127. It begins with saying, and I don't know who's talking here. Maybe it's Neil. I know better. But sometimes this makes it sound as though we should not mind what others do to us in relationships. They can do anything. And so long as we hold our equilibrium, keep our self centered, and all that good stuff, nothing can touch us. But others do touch us. All right, y'all. Email me. Email me. You never got a reading from me? Email me. TracyBrownLive.com on the screen, okay? Wait, no. Is it TracyBrownLive.com? It's TracyBrownLive at gmail.com. TracyBrownLive at gmail.com. It's scrolling on the bottom. TracyBrownLive at gmail.com. All right, sweetie? That'll help me to remember too. Email. But others do touch us. Their actions do sometimes hurt us. It is when the hurt comes into a relationship that I don't know what to do, says Neil. It's all very well to say, stand aside from it, cause it to mean nothing. But that's easier said than done. I do get hurt by the words and actions of others in relationship. And then God says, the day will come when you will not. That will be the day on which you realize and actualize the true meaning of relationships, the true reason for them. It is because you have forgotten this that you react the way you do, but that's all right. This is part of the growth process. It is part of evolution. It is the soul work you are up to in relationship. Yet that is a grand understanding, a grand remembering. Until you remember this, and remember then also how to use relationships as a tool in the creation of self. You must work at the level at which you are, the level of understanding, the level of willingness, the level of remembrance. And so there are things you can do when you react with pain and hurt to what another being is saying or doing. The first is to admit honestly to yourself and to another exactly how you feel. This is what many of you are afraid to do because you think it will make you look bad. But somewhere deep inside of you, you realize that it probably is ridiculous for you to feel that way. It probably is small of you. You are bigger than that, but you can't help it. You still feel that way. There is only one thing you could do. Honor your feelings. You must. For honoring your feelings means honoring yourself. And you must love your neighbor as you love yourself. How can you ever expect to understand and honor the feelings of another if you cannot honor the feelings within yourself? The first question in your interactive process with another is, now, who am I? And who do I want to be in relationship to that person? Let's see if anybody's texting me. The first question in any interactive process is, who am I and who do I want to be in that relationship? Often you do not remember who you are and do not know who you want to be until you try out a few ways of being. And that is why honoring your true feelings is so important. If your first feeling is a negative feeling, simply have the feeling, simply having the feeling is frequently all that is needed to step away from it. It is when you have the anger, have the upset, have the disgust, have the rage, own the feeling of wanting to hurt back. But you can disown these feelings as not who you want to be. The master is one who has lived through enough experiences to know in advance what her final choices are. She does not need to try out anything. She's worn these clothes before and knows these clothes don't fit. They are not her. That's beautiful. And since a master's life is devoted to constant realization of self as one knows oneself to be, such ill-fitting feelings will never be entertained. That is why masters are imperturbable in the face of what others might call calamity. A master blesses calamity. For the master knows that from the seeds of disaster and all experience comes the growth of self. And the master's second life purpose is always growth. For once one has fully self-realized, there is nothing left to do except be more than that. It is at this stage that one moves from soul work to God work. For this is what I am up to. I will assume that's nice, right? Soul work. We're always working on our soul, right? I'm working on my soul. I'm working to be better. Da 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 da. But to get from soul work to achieve God work, that is where we want to be. And let me tell you something, child. Don't rush to get there. Don't rush to get to God's work. Because when I tell you, you got to be a saint. You got to be a saint. That means you have to, I don't know what you got to do, but it ain't pretty. Because to sit there in the midst of calamity and truly not have it bother you, I have learned through my own son how much he has blessed me. And he has no idea. He has no idea because I waited for the day where something would not bother me. Let's take a look. And I've been practicing the moment where something would not bother me. And I kept practicing for 2 years. And then one day, about 8 months ago, I got there. And I remember thinking how mad I was with myself for having gotten to a place of not allowing my son's action to affect me. I remember being mad at myself. Like, you should maintain being mad. I remember like saying something crazy like that to myself. And then I also remember answering myself. And the way I kind of justified it was I kind of said, I'm not the only person in the world that's having an issue with their children. I have to look at why I'm having an issue with my child. And then I had to do some self reflection. I had to figure out only what I did. I know what he did, but I had to figure out what I did and I had to go back in history and I had to reinvest in my motherhood. And I had to figure out, was it me? First of all, I figured out it wasn't me. So let's just start there. I figured that out. I kind of feel like it's a generation of entitlement, right? This generation of children, we didn't want to suffer like us. So these children don't remember eating flour bread with nothing on it. They don't remember walking to school. I literally walked to school when we did not have bus money. They don't remember going to lunch, and because your parents made so much money, you had to pay for lunch or bring lunch. But for me, lunch was like $1.25 a day. And then one day, my dad was no longer in the house. And at the time, these are just true stories, I'm not going to lie, my dad wasn't giving child support. And my mom used to make us go to the mailbox, watch the mailman come. And back in the day, the mailman came at the same hour every day. I don't know what happens nowadays, but. And after the mailman came, my mom would make us go to the mailbox, knowing damn well, in hindsight, now that I could really remember my mom's behavior, in hindsight, knowing that this man never sent money because she never fought with him to send money. Do you understand? But she needed him to look bad. And in a weird kind of way, I hate to say this, but kind of let us starve to prove a point that my dad was a horrible person, even though she never asked for help from anybody. It's weird times, very weird. It was a weird time when my sister had to steal steak from the supermarket. It was a weird time when back in the day, I don't know if you guys had this experience, but back in the day, we can go to the local grocer and pick up items and put it on our tab. And the grocery lady would have a, um, a book of the neighborhood people. And then one day we went because we were hungry. And my mom had started working at Macy's. She had never worked in a day in her life. And she started working at Macy's. And so she couldn't get home. Everything was so weird for us, the experience, for us. And she couldn't get home. And she would say to us, go down to the grocers and get like a can of beans or a can of rice or bag of rice. I don't know anymore. But I remember going one time and the woman said, no, no, your mom has not paid her bills. And having to walk away embarrassed me and my brother, you know? And then me having to nurture my brother, who's a year older than me, where he's in a state of confusion. And I'm like, it doesn't matter, Teddy, it doesn't matter. She still said no. And another time having to go back and let this woman know we're hungry. I need something, please. And then she gave me a box full of stuff and she said, never come back. Yeah, yeah. These are the stories that I never told my son. I wanted to make sure he had everything he needed. So it's a pampered generation because you never want your son to walk to school. My son got driven to school. So he doesn't understand what the sacrifices were. And so when I look back at his privileged life and his privileged attitude, could I have done something wrong? Maybe. But his black ass has to speak and say it. Because what I'm remembering is a privilege life. Even when I was broke, that boy did not know I was broke. Even when I was broke, he never guessed it. His school never guessed it. And in the past year, what I've learned is, am I really mad at this child? Did I create this child? Is it his fault? Is it my fault? I just decided in the last few months, last 8 months, the realization of not staying in anger was healthier than any gift I can give myself. Even though I kind of told you all the story in anger. I'm sorry. All right, where was I? It is at this stage that one moves from soul work to God work. For this is what I am up to. Let me look at the comments. How do you know? What a great question, Kay. How do you know everything will work out okay? Even struggling financially and mentally. You don't know. You don't. I remember struggling with my child, unemployed, but I was getting unemployment checks and having to manage how I fed him and realizing that at some point, if I don't find a job, I could lose my apartment. And I did. And my landlord was like, you're in over your head. And I would just agree. And he would say, but I need my rent. And I would just agree. And he will say, you have to move. And I would agree. And he showed my apartment, rented it in no time at all. And I had less than 30 days to get out. And that's called my dad. And I told my dad I needed help. And that's the worst thing. Have you ever been a Leo? Not a thing Leos like to do. But I had to concede that it was over my head. I needed to make sure my son was taken care of. And I had to trust that a new experience was happening. Not a bad experience, a new experience was happening. And I had to figure out what this new experience was. And it didn't have to be good. I just had to figure it out. I remember when I was broke before I called my dad and unemployment was about to run out. And this old guy, and I say old because I was probably in my 30s, so he was probably in his 60s. And he was picking me up and taking care of me while my son was in school because I wasn't working. And he kept saying, I want to bring you back to Georgia. I have a home for you in Georgia. And thank God I'm psychic, child. Thank God I am so psychic. And I knew, I felt like if I had let this man take me to Georgia rather than calling my own family and particularly my dad, I could never call on my mom. Although I could, but I would pay a hefty price for it. And at a last resort, I would have called my mom just to save my son from any aggravation of watching me go broke. But the guy was like, I'll bring you to Georgia. And I saw that I was going to be tied to his basement. And I didn't realize how psychic I was. I just trusted myself. And the vision that I got, I didn't need to know if it was going to come true. And so, to make it easier on myself, I kept promising him that I would go with him. I kept saying, thank you, I'll definitely go with you. This is amazing. And he was supposed to take me like in May back to Georgia, but I kept promising him. And then I called my dad and I told him, I said, I'm in trouble. I'm in trouble financially. And I think I might get fucked up in a minute if I go with this guy to Georgia. And of course, my dad, who would never let me get fucked up by any man, was there. Boom. I mean, I had to bargain with the asshole as well. He was like, well, I'll help you, but you got to come back to Staten Island. And I was like, oh my God. All right. And I went back to Staten Island. Now, did I know what going back to Staten Island meant? No. I can only tell you that it was new. Something had changed. God had shifted me. And I had to trust God. And I just went with God. And of course, I go back to Staten Island and I told my dad, I was like, I don't like my family, but you're making me come back to people I don't like. And my dad was like, yeah, don't worry about that, Tracy. I got your back. Blah, 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 blah. But exactly what I predicted with family actually happened. My family sucks, guys. The cousins, they are amazing. I'm not talking about my cousins. But the family on my level, my age bracket, and above sucks. And the best cousin that is my ace died. Everybody else sucks. Fucking period. With that being said, exactly what I told my dad came true. Given enough time, you know, whatever, whatever. I'm over this. What are you saying? Even though things are at its toughest, you keep it moving. Yes, you don't give up. It seems to be this is when we get stronger. Yeah, and also, Kay, surrendering to what's happening, but keeping your mental faculty is going to be the most important thing. I don't even care if you're getting evicted. Let the process be the process. Just stay with a sound mind. That is going to be the most important thing. Get some sleep, stay with a sound mind, and to be honest with you, having open conversations with your landlord, with your employer, with relatives, if you can, is another way of processing what you're going through. A best friend. Oh, no wonder I didn't read above that. It's been a tough year for me. I had a miscarriage in February, and it really has affected me mentally. I don't even have to leave my job. I've just been trying to figure out my path, but it's hard. Oh, I didn't see that above. Miscarriages blow you away, Kay. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. I had a miscarriage, child, and it blows you away. I'm sorry, sweetie. Miscarriages and abortions hurt tremendously our mental capability. Miscarriages are a little different because you pray that the baby stays in. But what you're going through is a postpartum miscarriage. And so I feel like you should get postpartum counseling, Kay. I think that may help more than anything. You're going through postpartum, and people don't understand that postpartum goes into effect with the miscarriage. It is devastating. I am so sorry. I didn't see that. Aw. Our time says I'm in New Healing, had an emotional cry and conversation with my middle son last night. Oh, look at you. God is good. Yeah. Good for you. Wow. Yes, I am doing a live reading this morning. Well, this is live, but I'm going to do Matthew Perry um, after this one. And this is why we are here, Tracy and friends. I believe that, Kathy. I believe that. Kay, I feel like I'm in a fog. Okay, Kay, let me help you. Give yourself permission to be depressed. You lost something of value. Don't try to come out of it. Enjoy what you're going through. Don't fight it. Yes, I'm working. I'm working today, Kay. Hold on a second. Just text that number, okay, sweetie? 213-458-7408. I'm working this morning. Um, what was I saying? I don't know what I was saying. Um, don't try to fight what you're going through because your mind wants to go one way, but your body is still reacting to the postpartum. Now, Kay, we are all starting, and when I say we, I don't know who's starting with me. My black ass is starting on December 13th, and I'm starting with Ashwanga tea. This gives you enough time to buy it if you want to join us. Ashwanga tea, all right? Um, and we're going to start a 9-day novena, a 9-day novena. And it's called the Surrender Novena. The Surrender Novena. And we're going to do it for 9 days. And by the way, 9 days is not a lot. Trust and believe. But I can't figure out the novena. I don't know if I'm supposed to say the novena 9 times or say the last part 9 times, but we'll figure that out. We'll figure it out before the day we start. Um, and it's called the Surrender Novena for when you need to surrender all to God. One thing I can tell you, Kay, is that if a baby left you, the baby was not okay. The baby was physically not going to be good for you. So the baby has to go. But have a little faith, Kay. Have a little faith that the same soul can come back to you. The same soul. That got heavy. Quickly. All right. Where am I? The master knows that the seeds of disaster comes from growth of self. And the master's second life purpose is always growth. For once one has fully self realized, there is nothing left to do except be more than that. Grow. You're welcome, sweetie. It is at this stage that one moves from soul work to God's work. And then God goes, that's what I'm up to. You know, God got jokes, child. Even in this book. God be joking. I do like this. From soul work to God's work. But we got to work on the soul, right? To get to God. Aww. Our time is giving you hugs, Kay. I will assume for the purpose of this discussion that you are still up to soul work. We got to start with the soul, child. You are still seeking to realize, make real who you truly are. Life, I will give you bountiful opportunities to create. Remember, life is not a process of discovery. Life is a process of creation. Oh, there's a difference. We've talked about creation in the book earlier, so it's being repeated. Some things are being repeated over and over and over in this book. Life is a process of creation. She says, thank you, Kay. You can create who you are over and over again. Indeed, you do every day. As things now stand, you do not always come up with the same answer. However, given an identical outer experience, one day, on day one, you may choose to be patient, loving, kind in a relationship. In relationship to it, on day two, you may choose to be angry, ugly, and sad. I go through that. I'm still on my soul work. Cause one minute I'll be like, oh, all angelic, and next minute I'd be like, shut the fuck up, shut up. I'm on my soul work still. That helps me. Yeah, people are lonely during the holidays. Yeah. Hmm. I'll give you guys a trick. Carry around some dollar store cheap gifts in your pocket during Christmas time. And when you speak with people, could be in a supermarket, could be a little kid, could be an old person, take your little treats out your bag of goodies, walk around with a bag of goodies during the holidays, and then say to them, this is for you. Happy holidays. And it could be anything that you like. Do not worry about what they like. It's what you want to give to someone. I do not care if it's a Santa Claus in your bag and a person is Jewish. You still don't know the act is helpful. Try it. Back to the book. You can create who you are over and over again. Indeed, you do every day. As things now stand, you do not always come up with the same answer. However, given an identical outer experience one day, you might choose to be patient and loving, kind in relationships to it. On day two, you may choose to be angry, ugly, and sad. The master is one who always comes up with the same answer, and the answer is always the highest choice. In this, the master is eminently predictable. Conversely, the student is completely unpredictable. I just learned something today. One can tell how one is doing on the road to mastery by simply noticing how predictable one makes the highest choice in responding or reacting to any situation. I just learned something today. Oh my God. This just happened to me. Oh my God. Look at God. God be answering my questions because I was like, Lord, Lord, Lord. I was like, God, God, can you hear me? I'm knocking on your clouds. I'm about to go ham. And God was like, child, please. And I was like, all right, God, all right. The last one I have from you is about 3.5 years old. What last one? What do you? I need one of your herb bags to carry. Oh, okay. Oh, I forgot I used to make herb bags, child. Hmm. I would love to make herb bags. I got love, and I can make money or herb bags. All right, gotta make some love and money. Love me some herbs, child. All right, that might be the next thing on my list for my website. I love me some herb bags, child. I carry herb bags around with me all the time. And like you, I just keep it for a lifetime. My herb bag lasted so long, Kathy, that it fell apart. Yes, it did. Do you know what I gave you? What type of herb bag, Kathy? You have no idea how clutch that bag has been. Wow. Wow. That's beautiful, Kathy. Thank you. Thank you. I'm glad the herb bag helped. I could make a protection herb bag, which probably would be my favorite. A protection herb bag. 'Cause I got a lot of, I got a whole big container of protection herbs. All right, let's do that. I'll make herb bags. Hmm. I love me some herb bags, child. All right, very interesting. Oh, I know it had three different meanings: love, protection, and money. Oh, I put the trifecta in, Kathy. That's the trifecta. Okay. Just making shit up as I go along. That was the trifecta bag. That's the one where I put my cojones in it. My balls. That's what you got. Oh my god. All right, I'll do it. Thank you for reminding me. And there goes God speaking right through our time. Oh, yes, yes. I used to send it for candles, and all my herbs were in that bag. Yes, now I remember because I didn't make the candles for y'all, but I told y'all to buy. Oh, God, I've been through it. I told y'all to buy your own Yankee type candles and put the herbs in. Oh, I sure enough did do that. I could do that again. Also, let me show you guys something. I'm starting to. This is not an official picture. I gotta somehow make it look pretty. I'm starting to, like Lamar, um, make my own candles to light for you. And this one is a money candle. Good angle with this. I'll show you guys in a minute. The glitter, the glitter. This is not a perfect. Oh wait, that, I didn't mean to send it to you, Brandy. Silly me. I have this thing with runes. Let me see if I should turn it around. Oh, this is prettier. This side is prettier. Hold on, guys. This is good enough. I'll make it look pretty later. Just want to show you guys right now. All right, let me put this back. I already did one. This is my candle, by the way. Let me see. I can't see your candle. Oh, I'm doing it. I'm doing it. Hold on. I'm doing it. Doing it. Doing it. Doing it. Right. Doing it. Doing it. And doing it. Doing it. Doing it. Doing it. This is the candle. I'll show you guys. Give me a second. This is the candle that I am making, and damn it, so much stuff to do. This is the candle that I am making, and because I love rune symbols, um, the candle literally has, I think, three symbols of runes, and it has the candle literally. I hope I didn't delete it. It has this room, and this room. I don't know if you guys know the meaning of the runes, but they are beautiful meanings. Let me tell you right now. I love the rune cards. I don't know, maybe there's some Viking shit in here or something. Or some witchy food in me um, from, but there are other symbols in the runes that I just love. I feel like I want to do a class on the runes, but I'm not sure if black folks would be interested. That's the only reason why I kind of stopped myself. But the double X is fertility, right? Particularly if you're looking to have children, again, K, all right? And and it's literally, it has another name. That double X is called double X, Ingas. I might be saying it wrong. And then the B is for growth, right? And it's Berkana. The B is my favorite. It's for growth and for Berkana. And the double X and the F is for, oh wait, no, the F is for possessions. That's the way it's said, but really it means um, vital community wealth. All right, and it's Fenho, vital community wealth, and it's also for vitality, fertility, and then there are others, right? There's one if you're going on a journey. There's one for flow, go with the flow, right? There's another one for breakthrough, right? These are all rune symbols, and all can be made um, personally. There's one for protection, right? There's one for partnerships, and I can combine partnership with fertility, and then there's one for joy. Joy is also my favorite. Um, there's so many things. There's one for wholeness. There's one for do nothing. What should I do, Tracy? And sometimes you just stand. Sometimes you just don't do anything. And there's another one just to stand. In any case, there's another one for strength, especially like UK, you're going through something. You're going through something. And then there's another one for warrior energy. Like I would have created one for Cassie, where she said, oh, which reminds me, I've got to tell one of these girls that I know that's also involving something very, very interesting involving a celebrity. Um, um, because I know a lot of people. Um, and then there's one for warrior, there's one for strength. So they all can be custom made. And because I love the runes, which I don't even know why I love the runes, I don't know if I have anything Viking. Oh, you know what though? I might have Viking in me because it was the Vikings that terrorized the Caribbean. It was the Viking. There might be some grape in me somewhere. Because they terrorized the Caribbean, so it might be something. But in any case, but I love the Viking runes. I'm not trying to say bad things. Even though I already said it. All right, what's your comments? Oh, that's a beautiful candle. Do you love it? Do you love it? Thank you, sweetie. Thank you. I'm trying my best. I'm trying my best. So, like Lamar, I'm wanting to do candles for you all. And then what I could do is take a picture to hand carved candle and send it to you, burn it, light it as burnt, and then show you the final outcome of the candle when it's all said and done. That's my desire, guys. I'm sticking to it. Can't wait to process my next gift to the world. All right, I'm over myself. Kay, talk. I'm sorry. Can you handle miscarriage, all the stuff you're going through? Okay, you're going to be fine. Actually, Rhonda, never tell anyone they're going to be fine. We don't ever know if someone's going to be fine. We say, you don't know this, but as a counselor, we don't like to say you're going to be fine, right? Especially if you say it too soon in their process, because they don't feel fine. So you wait, especially if you're counseling, you wait and then you begin to realize and encourage them, like, look at you. Look at you making some really good decisions and choices. Look at you taking a bath today. Look at you getting up early. And what did you do? You cleaned up this morning? Look at you. Like, you kind of have to, but if you say you're going to be fine, which you don't mean any wrong, Rhonda. I promise you, I already know you don't mean wrong, but I still have to correct because when you say you're going to be fine, you're actually saying quiet. I don't want to hear it. You'll be fine, right? It's an old way of listening, not listening. All right. So sometimes, guys, the best gift you can give someone is to just let them talk and just, even if you're just like, oh my God, sometimes you just got to go, that happened to you? Wow. Just let people talk, if you, I don't know, I think that's one of my biggest gifts, but I also talk to the public and not you guys. You guys are not the public. You guys are metaphysical people. When I say the public, I mean random people in the street will confess their whole lives to me. They got 5 minutes. They think, even though I get all the time in the world, I have missed trains and buses talking to someone, just sitting with them. And then they go, you got somewhere to go? I'm like, yeah, sweetie, 30 minutes ago, but go ahead, go ahead, go ahead. And I may never see them again. And I never know if I'm going to save their lives. I'll never know. Again, God, when I get up there, the bad stuff, I don't want to hear it. I am not down for no book of life that's going to show me all the bad things. Show me the good and make sure you have a ticket counter and then show me the bad. Because down here is a sacrifice. All right, I'm over myself. It's difficult to heal through grief. Then don't heal. Then don't do it. Grieve. Grieve, Kay. Grieve. If you can, Kay, take off. Take off for the holidays. Get in your pajamas and don't come out your pajamas to not even wipe your ass. Don't do it. Enjoy grieving. Sometimes it's all we need. But in any case, I want to invite you to our surrender novena this coming December 13th. And you know what? Somebody looked at one of my videos on IG, one of them stupid Kardashian lovers. Okay, there I go. Not working on God's work. I'm back to my soul work, okay? So we know the difference. When I'm in my soul, I am cussing motherfuckers out. When I'm listening and being kind, that's God's work. But I fluctuate between this, that, and the third. It's a fucking seesaw, people. In any case, one of them goddamn Kardashian lovers, because I said something about her hands. But look up Kris Jenner's hands. They are disgusting, right? I mean, disgusting. Any case, I said something, and Kardashian, crew came at me, which is so funny, because you can't come at someone that doesn't give a fuck, right? In any case, one girl said, she was looking at one of my videos, and she goes, "What do you know about novenas?" Well, bitch, I'm born and raised Catholic. Don't think I'm black. I'm anything other. There's many of us black Catholics, bitch. Don't fuck with me. I'm no longer a Catholic, bitch. But actually, I'm no longer a Baptist. I'm no longer a Presbyterian. I've been through the gamut of churches and joined all of them. Every church I've ever spent time in, I've joined and regretted it because I was always looking for God, and then I come to realize I'm in my own world right now. I'm actually talking to myself. I come to realize that God is not in church. He's not. People are in church. People that are doing their soul work are in church. God is not there. And that's my opinion. I don't really care. It's my opinion. God can't be there. He can't be. Church is hell. All right, I'm over it. I'm over it. I'm trying to find peace with church. I am. Okay, I'm over it. Back to the book. In this, the master is eminently predictable. Conversely, the student is completely unpredictable. I must still be a student. One can tell how one is doing on the road to mastery by simply noticing how predictable one makes the highest choice in responding or reacting to any situation. Of course, he throws open the question, what choice is the highest? That is a question around which have revolved the philosophies and the theologians of man since the beginning of time. If the question truly engages you, you are already on your way to mastery. For it is still true that most people continue to be engaged by another question altogether. Not what is the highest choice, but what is the most profitable, or how can I lose the least? When life is lived from a standpoint of damage control or optimum advantage, the true benefit of life is forfeited. The opportunity is lost. The chance is missed. For a life lived thusly is a life lived from fear. And that life speaks a lot about you. For you are not fear, you are love. Love that needs no protection. Love that can never be lost. Yet you will never know this in your experience if you continually answer the second question and not the first. For only a person who thinks there is something to gain or lose asks the second question. And only a person who sees life in a different way, who sees self as a higher being, who understands that winning or losing is not the test, but only loving or failing to love. Only that person asks the first. He who asks the second question says, I am my body. She who asks the first says, I am my soul. Yea, let all those who have ears to hear listen. I tell you this, at the critical juncture in all human relationships, there is only one question. What would love do now? Oh my God, that makes me want to cry. It makes me want to cry. Does anybody know what the first or second question was? Because I missed that part. All right. Of course, this throws open a question. What choice is the highest? We go back. The master is the one who always comes up with the same answer, and the answer is always the highest choice. In this, the master is eminently predictable. Conversely, the student is completely unpredictable. One can tell how one is doing on the road to mastery by simply noticing how predictable one makes the highest choice in responding or reacting to a situation. Of course, this throws open the question, what choice is highest? That is a question around which have revolved the philosophy and the theology, the, theologists of man since the beginning of time. If the question truly engages you, you are already on your way to mastery. What choice is the highest? If you engage in that question, you are on your way to mastery. But it is still true that most people continue to be engaged by another question altogether. Not what is the highest choice, but what is most profitable, or how can I lose the least? Okay, so that becomes the two questions. Okay, let's stop for a moment. Are we there? Do we get it? That was hard. Are we on the same page? We, do we get it? Let's see. Hold on, guys. Do you guys understand what I'm saying? No one's responding. I don't know if I'm getting to you guys. This is white as snow. Everything that knew. Everything that knew. This is white as snow. Mary had a little lamb, little lamb, little lamb. Mary had a little lamb, face was white as snow. All right, guys, why am I bringing up this song? Everywhere that Mary went, Mary went, Mary went. Everywhere that Mary went, its face was white as snow. Tell what era I'm from. You guys even know that song? I'm from that time, guys. I'm from a time that. All right. So now do we get it? The true question is, all right. So now let's go back. Um. So of course, this throws open a question: what choice is the highest? This is a question around which has revolved the philosophy and the theologies of man since the beginning of time. If the question truly engages you, you're already on your way to mastery, for it is still true that most people continue to be engaged by another question altogether. Not what is the highest choice, but what is the most profitable. But what is the most profitable altogether? Or how can I lose the least? That's interesting. When life is lived from a standpoint of damage control or optimum advantage, the true benefit of life is forfeited. The opportunity is lost, the chance is missed. For a life lived thusly is a life lived from fear, and that life speaks a lie about you. For you are not fear, you are loved, love that needs no protection.
love that cannot be lost. Yet you will is never know this in your experience if you continually answer the second question and not the first. What is the highest choice? For only a person who thinks there is something to gain or to lose asks the second question, which kind of reminds me of pity. And only a person who sees life in a different way, who sees self as a higher being, who understands that winning or losing is not the test, but only loving or failing to love, only that person asks the first, what is the highest choice? He who asks the second question says, I am my body. She who asks the first says, I am my soul. Yea, let all those who have ears to hear listen. For I tell you this, at the critical juncture in all human relationships, there is only one question. What would love do now? What would love do now? Does anybody go through that? Can I tell you what I go through? To be completely honest, every holiday, I have a neighbor that lives near me. And presumably he's by himself. Presumably. He does have family, though. I'm going to be completely honest. And every holiday, I say to myself, because I always cook for myself, you know? And I say to myself, I should knock on his door and see if he wants some food. I say it to myself every single time. And every single time I cook food for the holiday and I eat it by myself. And every time before I cook food, I say to myself, I should knock on his door and share it. And every single time I don't. And now I see by reading this book that I may have not been asking out of a sense of why am I doing this unless I'm getting something from it. Wow. Wow. Because remember how I started out. I started out by telling you I hang out with my elderly friends because I know what they're giving back to me. I'm feeling their kindness, their concern, their love, their blessings. So it's easy to give back when somebody is that giving. And my literal next door neighbor, he looks like a kind, fine gentleman to me. He's also elderly, and I have no judgment on his character at all. I can't even say a bad thing about this man. I can't. I've been his neighbor for 2 years, and he's just been an upright citizen. And every holiday that I'm cooking, I could say, do you want some? And I don't. Oh boy, that book of life is going to be something to look at, y'all. Hmm. But I learned something today, which I'm hoping you all are getting something out of this too. And so today I learned that I'm making many choices by what I can get back. And I don't want to operate that way. And I thought I wasn't, but clearly I was. And So I've got some explaining to do. I've got to operate better, more gracious. But I also have to give myself grace to fix my personal ugly, which I'm willing to do. I'm willing to talk myself into being better at my soul work. I'm not at God's work yet, but I would like to be. But I don't know if I want to be that angelic either, God. I don't know. But I would like to get to a higher step, right? I'd like to get up a step. And sometimes you can't get up a step until you recognize that there's parts of your personal self that is ugly. What a revelation. All right, there you go. Whew, that was deep. What would love do now? Is that something we can figure out how to ask that question all week, guys? What would love do now? When you're faced with the homeless guy at the corner of a highway, could you remember to ask, what would love do now? Or something? What do you think? I'd like to figure it out. I'd like to try all week. It's going to hurt y'all because I feel the hurt for me. But we're at Christmas season, right? Christmas is the time to practice this, right? So when faced with a challenge this week, what would love do now? Could we try it? Are you guys there? Nobody's responding. Can you guys hear me? Yes. Oh, good. Y'all get quiet. That's when I know y'all are listening. I must have affected y'all like I got affected by this passage because I'm like, oh, damn. I don't think I'm at my optimum best either. Damn. All right. I'm going to end it here. It doesn't look like we did a half an hour, does it? But we did. I'm going to end it here. I'm going to give myself some grace. And I'm coming back with Matthew Perry. And it's 10:30 right now. So I'll probably come back at 12. I'm coming back with Matthew Perry at 12. I got some cleaning to do, so I'm going to organize my... Oh, okay. It's a long story. In any case, I'm going to come back at 12. At 12. Aw, thank you, Crazy Fur Babies. Thank you. I love that I'm teaching you, but I'm also teaching myself. God got jokes, right? God is like, don't point that finger. There's 3 fingers pointing back at you, child. 3 fingers. Oh my goodness. I'm going to come back with Matthew Perry at 12. And there's a couple of questions I want to ask of Matthew Perry. Hopefully I can get him to speak honestly with me. And one is, I really want to know what happened. I really want to know what happened. All right. I have some theories. my spiritual practice is called metaphysical. It's all metaphysical. Me too. I want to know, right? I want to know too, and I have some theories, guys. So let's do a deep dive in the dark side of Matthew Perry. Why? What happened? Really? I don't think I asked that in my first reading. In my first reading, I saw where he was an unkind person, and that's why the Friends crew, his personal Friends crew from the show was not reaching out to him. But I think it's something deeper. So let's get him to come through, and let's see what he says. I will see you guys at 12 p.m. today. 12 p.m. today. Let's look at Matthew Perry one more time because his autopsy has not come back yet. I love you guys. Take it easy. Bye.
Gals and guys, go to Tracy Brown Live. Go to Tracy Brown Live. Go to Tracy Brown Live. Gals and guys, go to Tracy Brown Live. Go to Tracy Brown Live. Go to Tracy Brown Live. Gals and guys, go to Tracy Brown Live. Go to Tracy Brown Live. Go to Tracy Brown Live. Gals and guys, go to Tracy Brown Live. Go to Tracy Brown Live. Go to Tracy Brown Live.